Oh, you can never find that. Did you the nuclear baby? Yeah, but you have a funny way to explore. So I saw. Oh, yeah.
For the Lord himself is my portion. He lifts my head in glory. For my hand the Lord has exalted. He teaches me to prosper. I have come with stories to tell. I have come with testimonies. Take a look at me, you can see it. Say you can call me testimonies. It is my time and it is my season. All around me testimonies. And because the Lord is my shepherd, I shall never want. Every day testimonies. Everywhere testimonies. You are the God who was, who is, and is to come. And in you I trust. Is in your hands, Jesus. You are the miracle working God. And you are Yahweh. 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 Alpha and Omega. We reverence you, Lord. Express yourself in the Holy Ghost. Oh yeah, faith is rising right now. The power of God is rising right now. Lift your voices. This Moses is here.
Okay, so I think we're live now. Woohoo! Hi, good evening, good evening, good evening to one and all. Good evening, a good morning. Thank you, IT team. A good morning, good afternoon. It's been weeks. Let me apologize for not being live. I've not come on live for, I think it's going close to a month now. Well, thanks to the bugs and the viruses. But you know what? I thank God. He gave me health, and so I'm back again and I'm back on live. It's not been easy, woohoo, but God has been faithful. So I just want to welcome everyone. I won't forget those who are on the radio who listen via Global Net TV and Global Net Word Network. I want to welcome every single one of you. If you want to listen to Global Word Network, you can go on Modern Ghana, you can go on Radio Box and Radio Garden as well, and just type in Global Word Network and you can listen to me live on the radio. Those who are on Twitter, I want to say welcome, good evening. Those who listen to us via YouTube, I want to say welcome, good evening, thank you, and please don't forget subscribe, share, and invite someone you to as well to like and share the page as well for us, please. Global Word Network, that's the name, or Global Net TV. Those who are on Facebook, I love this page because I get to see you, and you get, no, I don't get to see you, but at least I get to see your comments. And I love that because I don't want to feel like I'm just here talking. I love the interaction. That's it. That's the word. And I love the ideas and the comments that you bring as well, and the questions. It all helps. Without it, there will be no show because I can't come in and just talk to cameras. So thank you so much, every single one of you. Welcome, and please share, share, share. Tell someone that the Greystone Show, by the grace of God, we are back live again. And today, as usual, I know while going through my videos, I realize I say this a lot. I'm not going to stay long, but yeah, no, I'm not today. I promise. Okay, so I was just, doing an assessment on myself and going through the shows. And before I go into what I have for you today, which, like I said, it won't be too long. So please share, share, share. Tell someone, hey, jump on the Greystone Show wagon because we've started moving, but there's space for everyone. So hey, come in. I was, going through the topics that we've talked about, and I realized, wow, this year God has been great and gracious, and there's a lot we've already gone through. I will just, mention the topics. I think it's not all even that I have here, but if this, maybe want to go back and listen to these videos, or even share with someone, just to give them for them to also listen, get educated, get informed. I know it will be a blessing. These are topics that never stops. It will move on from generation to generation until Jesus comes. And so since January, I remember the very first week we spoke about assessing yourself. When we wait till the 31st and we go, oh, I'm going to do, my New Year's resolution. Some even wait till January when they've entered the year already, before. And I remember we spoke about sitting down as a family, writing your resolutions. And even if you remember, do it every quarterly, visit the resolutions that you've written down. Ask yourself, assess yourself as a family. How are we doing? Are we doing what we said we'll do? How many have we achieved? How many do we have to go? Can I, improve upon it? So that was the very first one I remember we did in January. And then in February, we started talking about my teenager, my home with Reverend Mrs. Bijou. And that one too is informed. It could be that you probably don't even have a teenager. You have kids that are growing up. It's good to have that knowledge, at the back of your mind. So, or if you know someone who's got a teenager, look for that video. It's all on Global Net TV. What I'm trying to do now is I will put all of them on the Greystone Show page on Facebook, so you can go there as well, and it'll be easy. Just type in the topic and you should get all the videos and you can share. If you know someone that's struggling with their teenagers, it would really be a blessing to them. So look for the videos and share. And then we went to how do I forgive? Now this topic, I remember we started it in March and it went on for like almost a month and I think beyond, because it was such a broad topic and there was so much to talk about. You really need to go listen to that one as well. Then we spoke on modern parenting. We spoke on the topic modern parenting. I remember very well it started with when the lady who sings in Nigeria, who Osinachi, when she lost her life, she went to be with the Lord. It wasn't her time. That was a premature death. We started talking on, cycles. It started with parenting. So it was that topic. And then we went into parenting and breaking cycles. We parents, reminding parents that what we do, our kids see it. And if you are not careful, maybe you saw someone before you, maybe your parent, your grandparent do it, you're doing it. And if you're not careful or break, if it's a bad cycle, your kids are definitely going to end up doing your grandkid, your grandchildren. So we started talking about breaking cycles. And let me tell you a story. I remember a woman of God, a big woman of God in Ghana, right? She said this to me, and I was like, wow, I didn't, I know people listen, but I was surprised. She said to me, Lauryn, I listened to that show, and I again will recommend and tell someone, go and listen to that particular video. She said to me, Lauryn, I preach on cycles, but there were some things that you and the panel were talking about that even as a woman of God, I'd never thought about it that way, because we started talking about the fact that it's really good that as parents, if your parents are alive, if your grandparents are alive, don't wait for them to die and take away all the information with them. Start asking questions. How was, the parents before you like? How, what are some of the things you see in the family that is still happening now? And if it's something bad, that this is your focus. This is what you need to break so your kids don't fall into it and grandkids. And so, she was telling me about it. I was like, oh, wow. I thank God. I thank God. So that was one thing I wanted to say to my listeners as well. If this show blesses you in a way, please definitely share. But then again, if you can share your testimony as well, that is also an awesome thing, because that's one of the things too. We come and we share ideas, we get educated, but people who are informed and they've got experiences, and hey, if it saves everyone family, I feel like my job is done. Okay, so we from then on in the same parenting and breaking cycles, that is bad cycles, we start talking about six habits of highly parenting. Oh my gosh, now that topic again with Dr. Keck Samuel Mills, that was also another. It went on for like 5 weeks, and it's very, very, very educative. Now, this is a philosopher as well. He's a big man and he had so much wisdom, and it's not wisdom that he's going for books. God downloaded it to him directly. And I'm telling you, listening to it, that one too, that was another topic that I loved, talking about. So 6 habits of highly effective parenting. I would encourage you to go listen as well. Now, another one that we got into, surviving toxic parents and family. I remember that one. That one too is really good. Go listen. You get ideas. You get things that you need to look out for. Sometimes some people find themselves in toxic relationships and they don't even realize that the relationship they have is toxic. It affects you mentally, emotionally, everything. And sometimes you don't even realize until you listen to these things or you do your own research. And I always encourage people here on the Grace Storm Show that there's a lot of help out there. It's only if you don't reach out, that's when you don't know. So don't suffer in silence. So go and listen to that show. Or if you know someone that you think, Charlie, this person, from what they tell me, I think they're going through a toxic relationship, send them that video to listen, and you never know. Maybe one thing they'll hear will turn things around for them. And they will always remember you and come back and say, thank you for that video because it really helped me. So, and then we got to October and then we started talking about Halloween. And after that very last, let me tell you something. After that show, I remember very well, then that was when, I got hit with this virus thing. And I remember I was saying to myself, hey, is it because we were talking about, how these demons work and all that, and how you have to protect your home and cover your home? Yeah, did I talk too much and I cover myself in the spirit? But hey, devil, you're a liar. I'm still here. So thank you so much. So these are some of the topics that we've gone through from January up till now. Oh, and there was one of my favorite ones as well, where we spoke about some things around our home that make us sick that we do not realize. And that one too was very informative. So go listen. And now that the weather is really cold outside and our homes are warm because we have the heating on and everything. I never used to think there was so much, but yeah, there's so much mice around. And if your home is warm and there are certain things, little things you can do to keep these mice away so they don't try to come into your home, 1, to feed, and 2, to stay warm. So go listen to that too and pick a thing or two. Now let's go into today. We've got about 2-3 weeks. Today is the 7th. So we've got 23 more days 24 because it's 31st, and then the year comes to an end. My question to you, but I'm not going to go deep into it, is have you assessed yourself? Have you sat down and, okay, now when it comes to my financial life, when it comes to my health, when it comes to my walk with God, have you been able to achieve everything you wanted to? You don't 24, 20, no, okay, so 7, okay, 23, 24, 24 days is still a lot of days. They say it takes only 21 days to form a habit, right? I don't know if you've heard before, but yeah, if you continuously do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So if you've got 24 days, I believe there's still a chance to change something in your life, change something in the life of your family, a routine or something before the year comes to an end. It's never too late. This is the time. Don't wait till January to sit down and then start assessing yourself. Do it now. Know the things you want to change. And if it's possible, start doing it right here in the month of December before you even enter into the month of 2023. Now, though, I had just something small to share with you today. And it's about, oh, actually, let me acknowledge those on Facebook. I just caught Mama Comfort. Good evening to you too, and thank you so much. Hey, my sister Nana Arabajeshi Bukari from Cape Coast, from the United States of Cape Coast. Hey, the last time I was saying, right? I saw you on. You remember when I was saying, because I went to Agri, and I remember very well this Kotokraba. So the United States, I greet all the citizens of Kotokraba, Cape Coast. Love that town. I see my twin on. Hey, Lauryn from America. Thank you so much for joining me. I missed your call today. Call me back when I'm done. I'll call you back. I see Mami Kata, the CEO of Global Net TV as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I've been off for a very long time, so I'm going to rely on you to just share, just so those who've not, seen me online live for a while will know that the Grey Storm show is back. But I believe next week we're going to have many more people join us. While we're still going on, I thought, let me do a little bit because there's so much. Oh my gosh. Did we start January knowing that the economy was going to be this way? Look at inflation. OMG. That's all I can say. Now everybody's going on strike. Everything is so expensive. Things are not, some of them are not even just double the price. Some of them are like triple the price. And I'm thinking, OMG, what are we going to do? Lord, we're relying on you, man. You need to come through for us. But you know what? I'll tell you something very sweet at the end before we're done for today. Now, I don't know if you live in the UK, then you probably have heard, because it's so much on the news and it's in the newspapers, DWP. Now that's from the Department for Work and Pension, so that's the DWP, and they're talking about these incentives or help money they're giving out to people. And at first I thought, sometimes you see all these things, and then really when you go into it, it's so tiring, or it's such a strenuous thing to get it. But guess what? It's actually real. The government really is helping people out there. And all what you can do is go on gov.org, so gov.org, and then type who qualifies for the living cost. Who qualifies DWP? Just type into that, and it would come and it would show you. And while I was also looking into it, it says a cost of living, they call it the cost of living support package. So if you live in the UK and you're really struggling, because lots of people are struggling. I mean, everything is so high, but then our salaries are the same. I don't blame, when I hear people, everyone is going on strike. The Royal Mail is going on strike. Workers are going on strike. Those who work on the trains, I mean, they've gone for strike. I can't even begin to count. But there's going to be more, in the month of December. So always check before you go out, before you go get stuck in this. It's so cold. It's going to go -2. God help us. -2, we are talking. Those who live on Antarctica, I don't even want to talk about it. It's so cold. You don't want to go stand out there, and then you get there, you realize the trains aren't working. So please Google and search before you go, because everybody's going on strike, and I don't blame them. Do you know why? Because everything is so expensive, and our pay rise are not going up. In management, if you're listening, I think I'm going to go on strike also. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's cost of living support package. That's what they call it. And those some of the people involved, or those who get the payout, It's those who are on income related benefits. If you're on income related benefits, you qualify for it. So go on gov.org and see how you can claim yours. Don't let it go back into the government. Claim it. It's yours. If you claim for disabled benefits, you also qualify for it. If you're a pensioner, you qualify for it. All these people qualify for it. So please definitely do your research and get all these incentives they're giving out there. It's yours. You've paid tax for how long? Now, the government is finding a way to give back. Please don't let them take it away. Go and take what is yours. Now, like I said, we all started the year, nobody knew things were going to be the way they are now. Maybe some people perceived it, but I don't know if they knew exactly the way the economy was going to go. And so, I was thinking, why don't I go online and research some of the little things, that families can do, to save ourselves, or help us to stay afloat. That's the word. Help families to stay afloat in this difficult time with the way the economy is going right now. Now, some of the things that, did a bit of research. Actually, you can also go on this website I'll give you, or sometimes, just go on Google and type, what can I do to stay afloat in this times? Or what can I do to stay afloat in this, economy? And you'll be surprised some of the ideas that you get. Some of them you have thought about, and some of them too you probably haven't. But hey, man, is it Tesco's that say their slogan is every little helps? You never know. All right. So the first thing I wrote down was we have to cut down on unnecessary, or let me put quote unquote, non-essential expenses. So it's about you considering that, let me do away with my wants right now and stick with my needs, because the money coming in, it's little compared to what you have to go out there and buy. Now, the things I wrote down, and I wrote down some practical things that we can do as a family to help us stay afloat in these times. First thing I wrote was, which people go, oh, but we know, Lauryn, I know, eating out. You can either cut down on it or decide that, you know what, I'm going to learn how to cook little things here and there, and that is one big thing that, when I was doing my research, that is where most of people's money go into after paying your rent and paying. One of the big ways that you lose money is, and I'm not trying to spoil anyone's business. If you're someone with a restaurant out there, hey, shout out, yeah. But if you can cut out on eating out, it really, really will save you a lot of money. Because now, guess what too? Everything out there is also expensive. So you might as well just buy something that you can cook and you can still save a little bit for the next day. Now, let me keep going. Vacations. I remember we did a show on vacations. Not this year. We weren't able to, because I wasn't able to get a hold of my resource person. She was busy vacating. So vacation is one of the ones, if it's something you can do away with, just to save a little bit, something, and you don't have to go out of the country, to have a vacation. Sometimes just something, right in London or US or wherever you find yourself. Sometimes inland, you can find a quiet place, go with your family, enjoy. You don't have to, just to cut back on the little. Another thing I wrote down, and when I was writing, I was laughing. I was saying, people would think taking taxis and Ubers. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. If you have to go to a place, listen, please. I know it's not easy. Sometimes I find myself in that place, but you think you are on time before you realize you're late, and then you're taking Uber, and then you're taking taxi, and the black cabs. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll say no more. If you can cut down on Ubers and taxis, that's another big way that sometimes we don't realize it takes a lot of money. In fact, I don't want to spoil no Uber business, but I deleted my app. Uber 4. They charge you rough. Charlie, when you cancel, they will still take money out of your accounts. After the third time, I was like, Uber, I'm done with you. I'm done. I'll stick with my my other car, which is the bus. Thank you. Now, subscribing to clubs with paid membership plans. Subscribing to clubs. In the times we're in, if it's something that you can cut back on, please review. This is why I was talking about the review. Don't wait until next year. Start taking your plan now. Start making your budget even in the month of December before you hit January. Look at the things you do not need and cancel them, because sometimes you think, oh, it's something small. I was saying this to I went to the EE shop. EE is a phone company, right? And I was looking to get a new phone because my old phone keeps giving up on me. It's got this attitude like a teenager. 1 minute the phone is on, and then it'll go for days, and I know it's the battery. So I went to EE, and when I was trying to get a new phone, upgrade and get a new phone, then the guy said to me, "Do you want to what's it called? Have a what's the word? It's not warranty. It's oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you can register appliances or whatever. Someone help me with the word." Insurance. Okay, so he said, do you want to buy insurance? And I looked at the guy and I said to him, you know what, and these are some of the little ways by which we can save money. Sometimes you forget about it, and then it's direct debit, so it just keeps going out of your account. And I said to him, you know what, I'm registered with this bank, I'm not going to mention their name, and initially I thought, oh, it's something and I can afford. It's £8 something. When the last time I checked, they're taking almost like 14, it's almost £15 now, like double. And I said to him, I've been paying this insurance for gadgets, and I've never registered a phone on it before, but I've been paying it for close to, if I can count back, maybe going to 7 to 8 years now, and I've never registered a phone on it. I've never claimed for anything, and I'm just paying it. And the guy laughed, and I said to him, I won't tell you what I said to him, but it made him laugh, and he went, "Nah, don't do it." I said, "Nah, I'll go and register, and then you see that thing, and then, hey, no, but I won't do it." But these are some of the little things. Sometimes, maybe initially you did it years ago, you've forgotten, and it's on your account, and they keep taking the money out of your accounts, and you don't even use it. It is time for you to take your statement. If you're like me, sometimes I don't even look through my statement to see what's going out. It will be later on, and I'll be like, maybe one day I'll just look at that. Hey, Charlie, what is this? Which one is this going out of my accounts? If you're like me, please repent. In this economy right now, Charlie, you can't afford for things to be taken out of your accounts rough. It's good to take your statement, put it down, and see what is going out, what is coming in. If it's nothing that will benefit you, cancel it and save yourself. Every little helps. Okay, let's keep going. The next thing I wrote is almost the same. Is subscribing to newspapers. Some people do, to magazines, to streaming services. If you work, in okay, so the industry that I work in, and you work like somewhere around the city, you'd be surprised the type of things that people subscribe to. And every month, or sometimes it's a week, they get it. Some of these things, magazines, like, thank God for online. You can go online, whatever you're looking for, type it into Google. Thank God for Google. Thank God for Microsoft, and you will get the information you need. So some of these little ways, like I said again, it is, to you, it looks like, oh, it's just a tiny drop. It's just a tiny drop, but that tiny drop ends up as a mighty ocean after a time. So look into it, sit down again, look at all your subscriptions, and ask yourself, do I really need this? If you don't, cancel it and save yourself some money. Now let's keep going. Like I wrote down, get back to the drawing board and start planning as a family. Get back to the drawing board and start planning as a family, because all right, now let's keep going. The second one I wrote, I'll just give 3 and then we'll be done for today. The second one I wrote was explore and pursue other sources of income. Listen, I'm going to encourage somebody. I remember very well in COVID times, which was in 2019, and I'm saying this to encourage somebody, where people were home and people were scared and so much was going on. And then I remember vaccine came, and I don't know if I have to be politically correct, then I probably can't talk about this, but I'm going to say it anyway, where if you didn't take, vaccination, you can't do this and you can't do that. Some people even lost their jobs because of that, those in the care industry. And I remember very well everything, people were scared about everything. But some people during that time, while they were home, I always say I don't understand what it means by, the stay home, because I wept all through. By the grace of God, I'm not complaining, Lord. I'm not complaining. I had a job and I thank you for it. And but during that time where people were working from home, or those who were on furlough, who were getting paid by the government and they were home, some people stood where others were closing companies because they couldn't afford, to pay their workers and everything. Some people were going, thank God for online. We're opening businesses. And some businesses are doing really well. What am I trying to say? Now, this is the time that if you do a 9-to-5 job, it is time for you to ask yourself, okay, What are my strengths? What are the things I can do? What is the industry you find yourself in? Me, I'll give myself as an example. I'm in the real estate industry. Okay, that's where I work. And so I looked and I was like, what can I do? Oh, I see that, one thing that will never, go away is cleaning. And so, okay, why don't I pursue that? Do your research. Again, don't just jump into it. Do your research. Things are looking tough. I understand. People can't, afford to pay people. You can start with just yourself. What are your strengths? What are some of the things you think you can do? Don't just wait for a 9 to 5 job where they are paying you, and by the time the money comes in, you pay, you pay your kids feeding fee, you pay rent, you do this, especially if you're a single parent. This is a time for you to sit down and ask yourself, can I do a little something, side hustle? I remember, I didn't even add that one. We spoke about, money, finance, your home and money. And one of the things the lady said was, there's no way anyone has ever made it by doing just a 9 to 5 job. This is time for you to sit down and ask yourself, yes, the economy is blah, 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 blah. But remember, you are in this world, but you are not of the world. There's always a way out. People are losing money, but there are people who are still making money, and you can be one of them. So this is time for you to sit down, whatever industry you find yourself in, or whatever, or what you know that you have the strength in to do. Sit down and ask yourself, can I open an online company? What can I do, to bring that extra income? Because this one job, and it will not suffice. It would not work. It will not work. It will not work. So this is the time for you to start asking yourself, what can I do to bring in extra money? This is the time. I wrote down, when as the wise saying goes, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You are tough, whether you believe it or not. And it's time for you to start moving, and get that little income into the house. So it's, it's a second stream of income. One stream of income, it's not going to work, man. If you feel your finances are not in great shape due to the financial downturn, you should get out of your comfort zone. And this one, I got it off of online. It was, this is, the website I got it from it's called Einstein, as in ENSTINE, and then MUKI.com. And it has so many great ideas. This is where I got it from. He said, if you feel your finances are not in great shape due to the financial downturn, you should get out of your comfort zone, which a lot of us love it. We are just stuck to one way, and that's all we want to do. We were supposed to do mindsets, but my resource persons didn't have the time, and so we couldn't do it. But you have to have a progressive mindset, because if you're stuck in your ways, if you're doing the same thing, don't expect something different. We have to shift. We have to do things differently. One way of doing that is to explore other opportunities for making money. There's so many ways out there. You just have to do research. Maybe that's what you need to do. Do research. And there's help out there for businesses as well. Those who are either coming or those who are already there and they're struggling. There's lots of help out there. You just have to research into it, and you will find. Now, the second thing I wrote, I got off that on. This was not me. I got it off of that online, was selling unused items such as clothes, shoes, jewelry, electronics, etc. Now, this is a big thing because, especially in Christmas, that's where you get loads of gifts. And sometimes you don't even really use all these gifts. Some of us, we've got gifts in our wardrobes and luggages that's been there for maybe 3-4 years. You will never wear these clothes. If you go online, I don't want to advertise your company, but if you go online and search online companies to sell things, there's so many of them now. Because like I told you, because of COVID now, most businesses are online. Look for a company where you can sell these things, because they're in the house, they're taking space, you won't use it. And I used to have this funny idea, right, that because I've got a daughter, if I don't wear it, my daughter will like it, and so I like to keep it. Now my daughter is 16, and even before she was 16, when I show her this stuff, she goes, Mom, I don't like that, that's too old. And I'm like, this chick bar, I save all these things for you, and then now that you're old enough to wear them, you're telling me you don't want them. You don't want to find yourself in that place. And so if you've got them, maybe you say, let me keep it. When my daughter is older, I'll let her wear it, or I'll let her use it. She will end up getting there, and then in her time, everything has changed, which I didn't think about. Everything is different, and she tell you, but this, if I wear this, I'm going to look like an old person. I'm like, oh my God, help me. So this is also another way by which you can bring extra income into the house. Look around the house, things that sometimes all they need is just a little polish. Register online where you can sell stuff, and you'll be surprised. Even if you get a £5 or £10 out of it, it's something, and you get your space as well in the house. So that's also another way by which you can, like a flea market. Yes, Nanaraba. Yes, Nanaraba. Definitely, definitely. Oh wow. Hello, Lady Rosemond. Good evening. This title there's really big. Oh, hey, Prophetess Kai. There's something wrong with my volume. I can't hear anything. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Nanaraba, can you hear me? If you can, then maybe it's not from my end. I'm sorry, I didn't even ask if the listeners can hear me. So Nanaraba said like a flea market. I can't really work out. Are you talking about, the place where you can sell the stuff? Yeah, there's loads online here, and I'm sure there's loads online in Ghana, in America, in Jamaica, wherever you're listening from. Just go online and do the research. And instead of I can hear you. Thank you so much, Nanaraba. So instead of keeping these things, like I said, sell them online. Hey, make a little bit of buck. Now I'll give the third one and then we'll be done for today. Wow, 45. Oh, Lauryn, you can talk. That's why I'm doing the show. And thank you so much for sticking with me. Nanaraba, it's me and you today. Let's do it. Now the third one is, and my twin, because I know my twin is there. Number 3 is find money saving opportunities. Now with this one, find money saving opportunities. Let me tell you a little story. I chanced upon a story on YouTube, and it was to do with this lady in America. And what she does is she doesn't work. Okay, she just stays home. And every newspaper, every magazine, sometimes she would even go to recycle places where they recycle magazines. And you know what she does? She wouldn't mind entering into the bin just to get the magazines. And all she does is cut out coupons non-stop, coupons. And you know what she does? She would use all of them when she goes for shopping. I kid you not. She says she's lived this life and she saved loads of money. I remember the first time, that was the second time I had to go back and look for that video, so I can get my facts right. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, who is this? Now, with the economy we're in now, if you get coupons, I beg, don't throw them away. Use them. I remember a colleague of mine, again, right, at work, and he had this, what's it called? I don't want to mention names. So it sounds like, one of these firms that serve breakfast, right? I don't want to mention their names. So it sounds like I'm advertising them. When they start sponsoring us, I'll start mentioning their names very soon. That's going to happen in Jesus' name. Anyway, the story is he cut out the coupons. So I remember I came home and I said to my daughter that one of my colleagues, that is, then she said, "Oh, Mom, can you get me some? Can you get me some?" Because instead of buying the breakfast for like £3 something, when you have the coupon, you can get it for £1.99. And guess what? I was like, oh, wow, I never thought about it that way. And then I had to go back and look for that video. And I realized that this lady, right, every month, she would go shopping and it would cost her almost like $1,000 something. Now, this is what I'm saying. From her video with facts, you can look for it. The lady that shops with coupons, she's crazy. She's obsessed. Okay, with this. And she said it's taken over her life, so she doesn't work. She just spends time every day. She'll make sure she goes for the newspaper just to cut out coupons and to keep them. When her husband gives her housekeeping money because she doesn't work because of getting coupons, which I don't think I can do, but hey man, every little helps. She would save all of it and then she would take the coupons for shopping. Initially, some of the shops used to say, no, it's too much coupons. You've done all this shopping, trolley, sometimes 2 trolleys full of food, and you're giving us coupons. But then guess what? She called the company and said, you said if I use these coupons, blah, 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 they're supposed to accept it in the shops. She challenged them. And ever since, they called the company and company said, yes, it's our coupon, so you have to accept them. Now she does this every month where she would put the coupons, which to her, when she sees coupons, she sees cash. And it's really helping her. Ever since I saw, I was like, Charlie, I have to start using coupons because hey man, it's a way of saving money. Now every little helps. Every little helps. So when you see coupons, don't throw them away. They are very, very useful. Even if it is £1. Charlie, these days, £1 is a lot. Okay. Let's use it. So find any money saving opportunities you can get out there. Sometimes you see them and you think, oh, it's just £1, it's just 99p. You put 2, 5, 5, 10 of them together and it goes a long way. So I wrote down purchasing necessary food items. One of the ways when we purchase food items, look for ones with longer what's it called dates that you can keep for a long time. And another thing, I remember when maybe a couple of months ago when things started getting very expensive, it was funny how I don't know if it was just me or there were other people that used to think like that, because I heard it on the radio and that was what clocked my mind, that people are thinking, oh, I'll wait. But guess what? The inflation keeps going higher and higher. Things are getting more expensive and more expensive. So if you say it's like a bag of rice that you go and buy maybe from, I don't want to mention no names, man. Oh, help me, Lord Jesus. Okay, so you go and buy from this wholesale, let me say it, wholesale shops. Instead of buying one, if it's got a long life that would last maybe through 2023 to end of 2024, why not buy 5 or 6 at the same time if you can? Because every day as you go, things are going up and up and up, and God only knows when things will, come down. So now, if you go out there, if you can afford it, buy a bit more than you usually do, so at least you have some stocked up. So yeah, that's one of the ways you can save money, because by the time you go tomorrow, it's more expensive tomorrow than it is today. Take advantages of coupons and forms of discount. There's so much out there as well. Yeah, and I think that's about it. And the very last thing I wanted to say, I don't know if anybody has heard of it. I saw this one too online. Another way you could save money was paying for TV insurance. Now, if you work with TV insurance and you're listening to me, please close your ears because you might not like this. Now, if you Google, and I kid you not, I've had a friend told me this some time back. And, I kind of didn't pay too much attention. But after I saw it, when I was doing my research, doing my due diligence before coming online, I thought, maybe I would have to, Google and look more into it, whereby you can watch TV and not pay TV license. There is a way. And when I was Googling, it gave me one of the ones that stood out for me was that 13 ways in which you can watch TV and not pay TV license. And hey, man, I didn't say it's online, okay? I'm just, so TV license don't come for me. But there are ways. There are ways, because I remember this friend said to me, they do the same thing. And ever since, they confronted TV licenses and told them, I don't watch live TV. I only watch, recorded ones. It's when you watch the live ones that you pay for. And so he's watching TV, and up to today for years, he's never paid TV license. I was like, hey, TV license used to be 40 something pounds every 3 months. Charlie, when it's coming out of my account and I see, I'm like, hey, these people again. Me and Casa TV in Pomere, I don't really watch TV, and Charlie, when I see it go out my accounts, I was like, oh man, I need to find ways by which I can cancel this thing, because if I can save money on it, why not? You can as well. You can as well. So this is what I have for you today. I hope it's been helpful. You can also share it with your friends, share with your family, because in this time we're in now, every little you can save can go a very, very long way. So thank you so much for staying with me. Hey, my sister Mercy, my class prefect, you're late. Double punishment for you, but thank you for coming. Hey, Nanaraba also spoke about, thank you so much. I didn't pronounce this. I didn't say this, but there's something wrong with my volume. Lady Rosamond, can you hear me now? And then I can see Namaraba said investments, mutual funds, treasury bills are low risk. Oh, thank you so much, sis. If you've got more information on this, I think one of the days if you can come in and speak to us, that'd be so great. Nanaraba, thank you so much. But hey, that's another thing you can look for, investments as well. But I'd advise you be very careful, look into it before. Do all your due diligence before. But investments is also another great way right now, to have your money, gain benefits on it while it works for you. So you don't work for it, it's actually working for you. I love that idea. Nanaraba says Susu box, definitely. Every penny, don't leave it around. put it inside. You will need it. Let me tell you this funny story again. Okay, this is my husband, and the the red penny. If you live in the UK, like the red penny which people throw away sometimes, or you see lying all around, and he would put everything together. And I remember one time he needed coins to go and buy milk or so. I can't remember what it was. And then he took the whole thing and went and poured it on the table. The minute the guy saw it, the guy is a Muslim, and I think he just said Allah or something, like, oh my gosh. And then he said, it's money, you have to count it. And guess what? He got what he wanted. He got even 2 things out of that red coins. So sometimes what you don't really see as great, one day you're going to need just 1 penny to get something. So it goes a long way eventually. It goes a long way. Nana Roba said, cut your hair and make waves if you can. You know what? I'm thinking of cutting my hair actually. But it's not because of the economy. It's just, hey, Charlie, you're going to do your hair and they're charging like 70 quid, 80 quid. Come on, man. Every month. Ooh, my. It says, cut your hair and make waves as you can. Cut down saloons. It's true. It's true. Cut down saloons. They cost a lot. I remember when we used to go to school. Oh, God. My mom, she would never let us go to saloon. She was always cutting her hair. Let me tell you. No, I won't tell you that. You probably laugh at me one day. So now, this is social media. It will stay on. So I won't say it. But Charlie, my mom gave me this funny haircut. And I went to school and the name they gave me, Charlie, Nenya Komo. Ah, Charlie, I bought some. But yeah, Mom, love you. And then it says, avoid impulse buying. Sis, this is so big. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I didn't write these things, but they are very, very, very good. Avoid impulse buying. I never go out. I've learned a long time ago never to go out without writing. Even if it's on my phone, I'll write what I need, because as especially mothers and women, you go out to go and buy maybe just milk. You come back with milk, with this, with that, with a little, oh, my son, maybe after school, after eating, a little sweet after meals. Then you buy biscuits, then you buy this, then you buy that. Avoid impulse buying is one big thing. Cut down on taking loans. Hey, if you can, cry, don't. If you can, don't. It says cut down on taking loans or do not take at all. Thank you very much. There you go. Do not take at all, because right now, if you see the APR on loans, even Bank of England, was it? This was, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember it was when I was off air for a while. They started talking. So that was like a month ago. Bank of England, right? It used to be 3%. Now they've gone up. They've had to raise it up. So if they have all the banks, you have to watch Charlie before. If you can, like Nanaraba said, don't go for it at all. She said, grow your own nails, trim and manage it yourself, cut cost of manicure and pedicure. Charlie, Nanaraba, I love you. This is what I mean. You share ideas. So thank you so much. So let me read hers again, all the points that Nanaraba gave us. She said, cut your hair and make waves if you can. Cut down on cut down saloons. Okay. So those with the barbers, they cost a lot these days. It's true, because they're using electricity. Electricity has gone up. And so definitely their prices have gone up. She said, avoid impulse buying, cut down on taking loans or do not take them at all. If you are someone, you like credit card, this is the time to put that credit card aside. Grow your own nails, trim and manage it yourself, cut cost of manicure, pedicure. It's true. If you can, do it. Do it your own self. Thank you so much for sticking with me. 57 minutes of talking. Hey, Lauryn. But I pray to God that, it's been a blessing to you. You've taken maybe a thing or two to help you along the way. Please, again, like I said before, and share this and let it be a blessing onto someone else. First of all, like I always say, right here on Greystone Show, why we do this? Again, next week when I come, I'm going to go in depth into it again to put Christ right in the middle of every home. There was one thing I was supposed to say. Let me say very quickly in a minute. One of the ways too that you can stay afloat, and this should have been the very first one I mentioned, Matthew 6, is it 6:33? It said seek. It's 6:33, that's it. That he says seek the Lord. And every other thing that you want, he will add it onto you. When you read the book of Isaiah 43, we can't do without the word of God. Isaiah 43, the verse 1-2, where it says, he said he will keep you. When you go through the fire, he will be with you. When you go through the storms, he will be with you. Even right here in economic hardships, God is with you. All he needs you to do is to have that relationship with him, and come to him. See him as your father, see him as your savior, and tell him, Lord, I can't do this thing on my own. I need you to help me. And believe you me, I am a testimony of it, that God will help you. He will even show you exactly what to do. He will give you directions. I will go into this business. I want you to start this business. I want you to speak to so and so. He will begin to show you exactly ways that no one has even thought about. And while others are saying there's a casting down, you will stand in the time of hardships when you say there's a lifting up. You know why? Because God has been your help. You can't do without him. You can't do without him. Grace, for your home to be graced, he needs to be right in the center of that home. So as I always do before I finish every show, don't forget to put Christ in the middle of your home, because if Christ is in the middle of that home, come rain, come storms, come economic hardships, inflation going up, whatever else the enemy throws, or the economy or the system throws at us, God will hold you firmly, so that you do not dash your foot against a stone, or neither do you fall. So rely on him and hold upon him, and he will hold you and your family together. I want to thank the Holy Spirit. I want to thank the CEO of Global Net TV, Lady Reverend, Her Excellency, Lady Reverend Dr. Lauryn. I love you so much. Thank you. And for you out there to listening to me, every single one of you that came on today, God bless you. Thank you. Have a blessed evening. And God willing, next week, Wednesday, 7 to 8, the Greystone Show will be back. God will definitely take care of us. Hey, Lincliffe, thank you. Thank you.
Baba, we're in your presence. Let it rain. Oh, your rain. Let it fall on me. We're in your presence. Let it rain. Oh, your rain. Let it fall on me. We're in your presence. Let it rain. Oh, your rain. Let it fall on me. We're in your presence. Let it rain. Oh, your rain. Let it fall on me. Open the floodgates in abundance and cause your rain to fall on me. Baba, open the floodgates in abundance and cause your rain to fall on me. Oh, 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 oh. let it fall on me.
Let it fall on me.
Your presence. Oh,
Let it rain.
oh, let it, oh, let it
Your rain.
fall.
Let it fall on me.
Open the floodgates in abundance and cause your rain to fall on me. Baba, open the floodgates in abundance and cause your rain